welcome back to Chris Reviews Stuff. Today we're going to be going over ant traps. We're going to be really specifically talking about these Terro Liquid Ant Bait Traps. And we were running into problems with ants in the kitchen, this bathroom that we're in currently, and a little bit in the the living room too. We were using these Hot Shot Max Attracts Ant Bait 2 traps. I'll be putting both of these in the description so you'll know which ones not to get and which ones to get. These Terro Liquid Ant Traps, there are 6 of them in the bait trap. These were a little more expensive. The reason I figured I went with these black traps here is they were cheap. They were $2 for like 4 of them. And I figured, well, you know, they're just regular ants. I'll just get rid of them with these crappy traps, you know, whatever. Well, after about 2 weeks of ants still being around, I figured that was too long to be... traps shouldn't be doing work after 2 weeks, you know. So we tried, I did some reviews on Amazon and saw that these Terro Liquid Ant Bait Traps are supposed to be really good. So these are a little more expensive. There's 6 of them. I think these were like $15, $12 or $15 when I bought them, which was kind of a lot of money because I don't need 6 traps. I really only needed like 2 or 3. Like these gave us 4, so it was a little bit more on budget, you know. Don't need 6, but I needed to get rid of these ants, so I figured it's cheaper than an exterminator. They're really, really good. Within 2 to 3 days, the ants were completely gone. We're keeping the traps out, and we haven't seen ants since. So after about 2 days, maybe 3, all the ants were gone. We don't see them anymore. We did leave these black traps still out because I figured, you know, more bait, the better. But we never saw anything going into those traps at all. They constantly, we would see a couple ants go into this, never like the picture shows, never a lot of ants going, I'll show this, never a lot of ants going into it, but just enough. So let's go ahead and get a little closer up. We can actually look at what's inside the package and what the ant traps look like. So here's the box. This is the Terro Liquid Ant Baits, and on the back, you can kind of read it too. These kind of are a problem. They do come in a really nice bag from Amazon to keep it kind of tight and sealed. And I say it's a problem because they are liquid. Just as the name states, they are liquid. So inside, you'll notice they come, I think they come 3 or 4 in a row. Yeah, I think they come 3 in a row. They're pretty heavy for ant bait, you know, like, geez. This crappy black trap here in the back is, you know, very light and... But here you can see it is really liquid. Let's see if I can focus in a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. You can see the bait or the liquid inside of it moving. Yeah. So, I'll show you in a sec. Up here, you're actually going to take scissors and you're going to cut this. This is the top, you know, here's the top of it, and this is the bottom. You're going to just cut this off. Because you want the ants to actually, you're going to put the trap down like this, flat on the surface, and the ants are going to go up into this hole that you cut and walk up this ramp here, pick up some bait, and then to bring it back to their colony and hopefully feed it to their queen and kill everybody. I'll kill the queen and then no more ants are spawned, you know. The problem with this though is it is liquid. We kept one in the kitchen and I kept it kind of in a spot where we constantly went behind the drain board. So nothing really touched it, but then we had someone over and they hit it by accident. We didn't know, went back, and I thought it was water because like I said, it was near the drain board, but it wasn't. It's this stuff. It does have a slight chemical smell. You do not smell it while it is still in this trap. So you don't have to worry about anything, you know, smelling this and having any kind of odor. You have to really get... I got really close to it. I already have one open here, which I can kind of show you. Now, this one's been open for 2 months, and you can see there's still a lot of ant. Like, I mean, the one on the right is new, and the one on the left is used. 2 months on the left, 2 months opened. You'll see there isn't on the left. There is no that spot has been cut off to allow the ants to enter. And you just kind of have to place it down. You're going to place it down just really lightly, and you're not going to bump into it or move it or anything. You're going to put it somewhere and keep it there forever. You're not going to really want to move this around because you want the ants to build a lane or a path. Let's show you where I have it. You want them to actually build a path to that trap so that they can They'll constantly find it, and their friends will bring it back and bring it back to the colony. You constantly want them to be able to get that bait and bring it back home, no problem. But back to spilling this, it doesn't have an odor. You can smell it. You can try to stick this right up to your nose. It will not smell like anything. However, when this was pretty much dumped out all over the place, it does have a slight chemical smell, which is good because you can smell it. It doesn't smell horrible, but it has an odor. Also, it's kind of bad because it is clear liquid. I wish they had dyed it a color so when it spills, you can say, "Oh, that stuff is spilled onto the countertop wherever you put it," and you can see it. That's one problem I didn't know. Like I said, I thought it was water, but it wasn't. It was this bait. It did have the smell, and I touched it, and it's like a pancake syrup. So it is a little. It's not sticky, but it is obviously it'll stick to you. It's a liquid, but it's the velocity, the viscosity of it is a pancake syrup, or even like maybe like a simple. No, not simple syrup. That's kind of not that thick, but like pancake syrup. So you'll wipe it around. What I did is I just used a paper towel to wipe it up, pick it up, and then they say to use a warm water and soap mixture to clean it up. So that's what I did. I cleaned it up. Maybe took 2 minutes maybe to clean up after the entire trap being spilled over an area. Just about, rather, really the size of the screen is what was spilled out. Wasn't a big problem to clean up, but that is my one gripe. I wish this was dyed green or red. Hopefully nothing that would stain your countertop, but something that you can say, "Oh, the ant trap tipped over." That's the only gripe so far. And like I said, we've been using it for about 2 months. After 2 days of using these traps, ants were gone. So if you are looking to get rid of ants in an area inside, this is an indoor, in your house use. Don't put these outside. I don't know why, but they say don't use them for outside. Maybe it's toxic to animals. We'll have to really read up on it. We do have a dog, but we didn't put these anywhere down. We only placed 2, one in the bedroom, one in the bathroom, and one in the kitchen where the dog doesn't get to, so we don't have to really worry about that. But these were great. A little expensive for $12, $15 for 6 traps. I have 4 traps that I will probably, hopefully, never use, but $12, $15 is quite an investment over these crappy $2 for 4 of them. But I guess you get what you pay for, because these things, I never saw an ant go into this black trap. Never, ever. These Terro traps, I saw a few go in, but actually saw a few go in, and never saw an ant again. So once these were put out, 2 days later, all the ants were gone. These black traps sat out for 2 weeks, and ants kept coming. So anyway, if there's an ant trap that you need to get, it's definitely these Terro Liquid Ant Baits. I am not being paid or anything. It's just, these are really good, and I wish someone would have told me before I spent a couple bucks on these crappy black traps. So definitely get these. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments section, and I'll get back to you. I'm usually pretty good with that. But if you need to know where to get them, I'm going to put a link in the description so you'll know exactly which traps these are to buy, and again, which ones not to buy, these black traps. So for ants, these are the way to go.